So what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear family meal?
I think sitting around a table, talking.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Maybe sort of a quick rush into the kitchen to pull something out of the cabinet to slap on the stove. To, you know.
Yeah.
I hear
So,
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's delivery man and
Just
extra
being
tips.
together, no matter if it's McDonald's or Pizza Hut or, at home sometimes, but
Yeah.
Just getting everyone in the same location to have a meal.
Mhm.
yeah, just getting the food there, getting the people there, and being done.
So what are your family meals like, and what is a family meal to you?
Ours are pretty frantic. There's a lot of us, and so it's usually a lot of screaming or somebody's leaving, and so we've got to change the time around, or just kind of all over the place.
And you got young ones too. huh?
Yeah.
I remember when mine were little, the two girls.
So yeah, having the baby food and
Yeah.
the real food and the peanut-free food and a million different things.
Bless
and,
your heart.
Yeah, it's just easier just to buy something that everybody likes and go through a drive-through and pick out their own thing.
Throw the hamburgers down the row.
Yeah,
Whew.
just pick it out themselves.
Sometimes. I don't know. Those microwave meals aren't bad though.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know
Now
those
the
have
big
saved.
bags.
Those have saved my family too many times
Yeah.
in the worst situations. I mean, having to rest during the day and then get up for work at
Yeah.
11 o'clock at night. It's nearly impossible with a husband who works the opposite schedule
Yeah,
that I do,
I
coming
can
out
only imagine.
coming out of work at 5 o'clock. And so you can tell, we've got to try to work things out, and
Yeah.
sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I know Marie Calendar, she's a lot better cook than I am. So.
She's so much better than my husband. I can trust him not to burn anything.
Yeah, just it's got the label, you read it, it's done.
Yeah. Stick it in the oven and be done.
Yeah,
I think he burns it on purpose so he won't have to cook the next time.
he knows what he's doing.
So you guys have already touched on these a little bit, but what are some barriers that your family faces? Or could you expand on those, or maybe some ways that you could even overcome those?
Oh, my girls are excited about technology, coming out of school. They don't want to sit down to do homework, let alone sit down to a kitchen table to eat
And
so,
talk to you.
and talk to me.
Unless there's a Game Boy in there.
Right. And
Yeah.
so I think the biggest barrier is just trying to get my whole family on the mindset that we need to start trying to have a family dinner. It's nearly impossible with our schedule as it is. And then, trying to get that, push from the shove that they give. I love my family, but it's hard when you have a husband that comes home and first thing he wants to do is sleep on the
Yeah.
couch, when he knows that I need that support,
Yeah, and especially with the different schedules, it's probably so hard to be on the same page. And
Nobody ever wants to do the same activity, do they? They all want their own. And
they all have to have practice at different times and
Yeah.
on the other side of town.
why
And
can't they all be on the same team? Like, if they're just all the same age.
it would be a lot simpler.
And then the kids not wanting to eat what you make, that's
Yeah.
probably the biggest blow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like go get your goldfish
Oh, I
and
know.
sit down.
If you plan ahead, they don't want it then. And
Yeah. And planning ahead, it's a good idea, and we try to do it, but sometimes it just doesn't happen.
It's impossible to be that organized when you have that many things.
well, who knows when the
on
food
list.
preference is going to change? This
Right.
one eats, tuna only now. I don't know. Who eats tuna?
Fortunately, my family likes Hamburger Helper, and so that's a go-to. It's not too difficult for me, so.
It's a crowd pleaser.
Yes.
You eat a lot of varieties now.
Chicken Helper,
Oh, yeah.
Hamburger Helper.
And we try to eat healthy, but there's 6 of us, and sometimes it just gets so expensive buying all the produce and all this. And sometimes, the frozen dinners are on sale or hamburger helpers on sale. It feeds a lot more for a lot less.
And when's the last time you got to go to a restaurant that actually had a menu?
Yeah. Walk up and
If there's a clown, then they're good.
Probably
plates.
before I had the kids. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness for the clown.
Well, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and so the only income we have is my husband's from work, and so trying to get healthy foods on the table for them is not always easy. So just sometimes, like you were saying, freezer meals, like
Yeah, and sometimes knowing what's healthy. I feel like
Exactly.
every
Yeah,
label
that's
says
hard.
something different, and
Right.
just I just get so frustrated that it just works for a week and then just give it up. Yeah, it's hard.
So, what makes a family meal a positive experience?
I think when you can be proud of what you put on the table and everybody likes it and there's no complaints and nobody's grouchy or
The TV's off.
the TV's off.
The phones are off.
Oh, I don't even need that for a positive.
It's like a once a year occasion.
Oh
When it
man.
happens, it's good.
Girl can dream.
just for everyone to be in the same
Yeah.
area, no matter the time of day, whether it's dinner or breakfast. It's just
Yeah, that's,
sometimes just before we get them out the door to go to school is just the time that we have as a family.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So just whenever, wherever, just being together. It's always important.
Time I feel like is so much more valuable now,
Yeah.
and it's so much more precious, and it's hard to get with
Yeah. Before you had kids, you thought you were so busy. It's like, no.